Eastern Standard Time. Beautiful day. Awesome. No clouds. Completely blue skies. Got the grass all mowed yesterday. Had a few appointments to go to. Didn't do a whole lot. I'm just waking up. Been up for about a half an hour. Taking my puppy dogs out. My puppy dogs. Mala Bear and Jax. There's the pool. I should jump in that pool, go for a swim, and wake myself up. I got, I got Jax. Keep him grounded. Yeah, just like me, barefoot and grounded. Woo! No toe jam. I don't like toe jam. Good morning, Dennis. How you doing? Scrap battle, kill, kill, kill. Woo! Come on, Jax. Come on over here. Hey, how you feeling today, Scrappy? Hope you're doing well. I was thinking about you this morning, wondering if you were up, but I figured you probably were. You get up before I do. Of course, you're 2 hours behind me. I wasn't going to go live, but I said I'll go live for a little bit till I figure out what the heck I'm going to do today. I don't really have any plans. I did all my mowing last night, mowed the 100-acre woods. Hey, Bellows Forge. Woo, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Happy hump day. Hey, Rakamas. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? How's the weather there, Rakamas? Dropped a 2x2 box of BU and rubbed my arm, and now you, oh man, you're always injured yourself, brother. Where'd you go, Molly Bear? Yeah, I did all my mowing, but I probably, the grass was a little bit long. Of course, wasn't that long ago. I put three brand new blades on the mower deck, and that was awesome. Worked really good. And then I think it was probably, I don't know, a week and a half ago. Oh man, week and a half ago, the one of the spindles went bad. So instead of buying one spindle for $39, the spindles are what goes through the deck. I hope I don't get too far away. The spindles is what goes through the deck. I didn't take my air blower and blow out the deck like I usually do, but they go underneath that operates the pulley system for the blades. One went bad. The bearings went. Instead of buying one for $39, I bought a whole complete deck kit. I think it was like for $119. I mean, if I bought three of them, you're talking you're talking what I paid for the whole deck, but I also got three brand new blades with it. I got the all the pulleys, and there was one, two, three different pulleys other than the spindles. Three spindles that had the pulleys on them, the belt, the blades, and I got four brand new wheels that go on the front of the deck. Let me scroll back a little bit. I want to see if Rakamas said hot and humid. So nothing but blue skies, Rakamas. Awesome. So I got blue skies for weather for weather coming. Yeah, he does, Rakamas. He does need to be more careful. Molly Bear over here. Come on. Come get your ball. Get your ball. Where is it? Get it. She's so smart. Kill, kill, kill. Oh man, she's gonna be busy with that for a while. Oh man. Yeah, I gotta unplug my phone for a second so I can take the case off from it. Just in case I want to decide to put it on the laptop holder there. Let's see. Gotta make sure not to touch any buttons. I don't feel like holding the phone and everything bouncing around. I would like to go right out back. I got way out back there. You guys have seen them. I got some blueberry, or not blueberry, black cap bushes back there. There's a lot of black caps I got to add to my black cap stash. There we go. Let me scroll back on so I don't miss a chat. You have to take the front part of your car apart to fit a new window washer reservoir. Window washer reservoir. Huh. Well, that stinks. Usually there's only a couple of screws that hold those on. Now every vehicle is a little different, but usually it's not too bad of a job. You just unplug the hose on the bottom that goes to your windshield, and there's usually like two screws that hold the tank in there. On some vehicles, it's fairly easy to get those out. It's just a couple of screws and unplug that, and you can pop it right back in. But different vehicles are all different. I know some vehicles are a pain in the butt. Good morning, Kevin. How you doing? Thanks a lot for stopping in. Do your puppies like to swim in the pool? No, they do not, Bellows. They do not. Whenever I go into the pool, we usually have them up on the deck, and they go crazy when I jump into the water. But they've never jumped into the water. They fell in there one time, and it was a task trying to get them back out because they got long claws. Of course, Molly doesn't look to have her claws clipped, and it was very difficult to get her out of the pool without ripping the liner off to the side. But neither one of them, and I'm a little surprised because Molly's Pit and Labrador, and I think Labs usually like water. Isn't it Labs that like water? But she does not like the water at all. She drinks a lot of water, but that's about it. Yeah, she's still tugging on that thing. No, no, they can swim, but they don't like the water. But there are certain dogs that do love the water. That is for sure. I'm scrolling back here, make sure I didn't miss anybody that popped in here. Yeah, we got about when I came outside around 10 o'clock. When I woke up, I made some coffee. It was 79.9 degrees, basically 80. Feels real nice out here in the shade right now. Lazy dog over there. Poopy dog. Oh, you can't see him because of the flag. He's chillaxing. Molly's Molly's trying to kill that ball. She's already killed it. She's making sure it's tenderized. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're good dogs, both of them. Yeah, I still got a lot of videos to post with our adventure off in the Adirondacks. Yeah, Rakamas, that was a huge tree. That's they don't get that big anymore, and I don't think there is anymore. I think that's the remnants of a tree. I did a little bit of research on them. Um, I'm not that. I believe that's some type of a pine tree. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it may be a pine tree. But back in 1865, um, they passed a law in New York to do with parks to preserve the natural wildlife and everything. Because before 1865, when the settlers came in, in the 1700s, when they got to New York and in the Adirondacks, there was so much lumber, and they did the same thing over in California with the sequoias. Uh, but they would clear cut everything, and they had pictures there. I should have took pictures, but they completely clear cut mountains, everything, right down to nothing. And in 1865, I think it was, they passed laws on protecting the Adirondack Park. And I think the Adirondack Park is bigger than what is it? What's that park over out west with the all the buffaloes and all that? I want to say Yosemite, but um, man, I haven't had my coffee yet. I don't even got my T-bird cup. I just got this camping cup. but they did pass laws to protect the park, and it's bigger than two of the bigger parks in the United States. The Adirondack Park is bigger than that. It covers over 6 million square acres of preserve in the Adirondack parks. Now there's no gates, there's no nothing. You don't have to go register in any of the parks. The whole park is the Adirondack Mountains, and it's open to everyone. But they do have certain laws and stuff in place where you can only, if even private landowners, and there's towns and stuff in the Adirondack parks, but they're limited to how many buildings they can have within a square foot area or a square acre area. There's a particular number, and they can't exceed that number. And if you're a homeowner and you own land in the Adirondack parks, even on your own private property. When you own your own private property, like I do here, I can cut down any tree I want and I don't have to get no permits or nothing for it. I can build whatever I want, but if it's more than 10 by 10 square foot, I have to get a permit on it. But I can do anything I want on my property. I can dig, I can do anything. But if you're doing, if you're land, yeah, Yellowstone. Yes, thank you, Rakamas. But Yellowstone, and there's one other park. You put Yellowstone and another park together, the Adirondack Parks is bigger than that, bigger than those two combined. But even like I was saying, landowners in the Adirondack Park that own their own property, if they go to cut down a big tree or a tree, they have to check with the zoning committee and all that, and they have to get a permit. And depends on the tree and everything, and how many they're going to cut down, and where they're going to cut down, and how big it is going to determine whether they're able to cut that down or not. And if they do cut it down, hey, humble stacker, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for stopping in. But you can be fined in the Adirondack Park, even if you're a landowner on your own land. If you cut down a tree, you can be fined for it, but you have to get permits for it. But there's a lot of things that I learned while going to the that that life wild center, and we put on probably about 6 miles of walking through there, and I still got videos to post. I posted just a couple yesterday. I had so many things to do, so many places to go. Yeah, I'm doing better. I've got a lot of things going on. I finally got my cardiologist appointment. It took me 4 months to get it. I had to raise heck with my doctor the last time I went in, and they had another appointment meeting set up for a urologist because I've had kidney stones and other problems. And I called them up yesterday because they didn't get back to me. I called them up last Thursday because they were already supposed to schedule me for a referral, and they didn't. And I told them that if I don't get a call within the next 15 minutes, that I was changing practices to a different doctor. And I guess that raised some flags for them. So they called me like when inside of 15 minutes. I got a call, and they had it all set up. Yes, he did, Rakamas. He did. I thought I answered that maybe in yours. I know a few people had asked about if he got his phone, and I commented back. Yes, he did. He tried to go down that tree, and I never finished the story on that big pine tree. Um, but he did go down to the bottom of the tree, and they had like a window, but it was all glassed in down there. You couldn't bypass and get out. It went down to the bottom, and that was it. But he did go up and he went down along the walkway, the crosswalk to the other platform, and he had to walk probably a quarter mile to get off that platform. And then he walked down below, and I think he hopped the fence that he wasn't supposed to to go over there and to retrieve his phone. It wasn't broke or anything, but he did retrieve it. But that was an awesome place. There's like I don't know how many square miles they have there, but it's got to be at least five, roughly around 5 square miles. So it's like if you go from one side of it to the other side, it's got to be like 10 miles from one side to the other side. But it's pretty huge, and there's I didn't see any bears or anything, but there's an abundance of wildlife that is there. Even out there, outside on the trails and stuff, you don't come across it a whole lot. but it's got a lot of great scenery and lot of great woods. It was really nice. The one thing that surprised me a lot is there wasn't hardly any mosquitoes there. There was a few, but usually when you go into the woods, you get a lot of mosquitoes, and especially in that area because in that area they have certain areas that are called bogs. Now they didn't have any bogs there that you could kind of walk on. A few miles away from there, they had a bog where you could walk on. We didn't go to that one, but a bog is an area where the moss and stuff has grown so much, and it floats on the water, so to speak, and it's gotten so thick you can literally walk on it. And they have these carnivore plants, and one's called a pitcher plant. There's other types of plant, like you might be familiar with the Venus flytraps. They got plants like that that'll capture insects, and that's where they get their nutrients. But I've been to one before, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. But I've got a small little video on some pitcher plants that I'm going to post probably later on. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll back, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, because I'm looking at my phone, I'm getting a little bit of a glare from it. Um, Yesterday, I did go to my eye doctors, and I did bring my new prescription there. It's going to be about 2.5 weeks, and I'm going to get my new updated glasses, which is going to be so awesome because my distance is bad, my close up is bad. To see good at distance, I have to look through my bifocals now because they're stronger than my distance. So through my bifocals, I can kind of see clear. But it's going to be so nice. Yeah, meat catchers are cool. Yeah, they are. They are cool, Dennis. And in the Adirondacks, like I was saying, there's probably 6, 7 different areas that are protected. There's the mailman. I wonder if he's going to slow down to deliver me some mail at home. They did yesterday. No, they're driving right by. No, no mail at my home. But I do got a PO box, so I'll have to check that later. she's still she's still into that ball. I can't see if I'm pointing at her or not. Yes, I think I am. Oh, she let it go. Get it, get it, get that ball. She's so funny. Did you see that video of Jax I did the other day? I was he was, I put him outside. He was on his runner, and boy, he was just going ape crazy. He was running all over the place. That crazy dog. 15 years old. Of course, he's over there lounging in the sun right now, but for 15 years old, he gets around good. I know Dennis the Menace seen him. I'm pretty sure you did as well. Scott Metal Racing did, and Rockamas did. For a 15-year-old dog, wow. He, oh, oh, duck it. So I set my camera off. I don't know which one. Vicious. Get it. She was just tugging on that. You could probably hear the branches sway. There's going to come a day where she's probably going to break that branch off. I don't know. I hope not. But to get back to that pine tree, I was talking about that pine tree, that big pine tree. And in 1865, they put protections on the Adirondack Mountains of clear cutting, and you couldn't cut any trees, and anybody that could or had to cut trees had to get permits. It was very strict. It was between 1865 and 1895, and the woods just came back up. So I think that's maybe one of the original trees that was there prior to us coming over. Anybody coming over into America, Northern America, United States of America. Yeah, she's strong. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's Molly Bear. She. I know you probably made a typo. He, but yeah, she is very strong. She is solid. Oh man, she's solid and she is all muscle. She's very strong. I mean, when I'm playing there, she's doing it again. She wants that ball. There's another ball over there, Molly Bear. Shoot the tikis. James Real, good morning. How you doing? Oh yeah, yeah. Energizer buddy. You'd be a little lazy dog right now though. Little lazy dog. Let me see if I can't get her interested in that other ball before she breaks that limb off. Oh, back to the blue ball. Tried to get her mind off of me about the other balls. I guess not. Shoot the Tiki's. Jeez. Yeah, yeah. I know. I read that already. I'm trying to read the something. I got somebody else in here. And Wachashua. And Washa Shehi, or I can't pronounce it. My apologies. It sounds like that's Japanese. I think. 100% sure. Yeah, but that pine tree was probably one of the original trees before the settlers even came over here, before anybody ever cut whatever. And it appeared like somehow it was, it looked like it was real wood, but I think it was sort of fossilized somehow. I don't know how, but I've never ever in the eastern. I mean, I've never been out west, but in movies and TV and stuff, and the Learning Channel and everything, and on YouTube, I've seen the sequoias, and that big tree is almost as big as some of the sequoias, at least as wide as they are. But that the width had to have been at least 12 feet wide. That wasn't the diameter. The diameter would have been much bigger than that if you were to go around the tree. Hey, Grumpy, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks so much for stopping in. Oh, good morning, Rakamas. Got things to do, but he's got 5 minutes. So thank you so much, James, for stopping in, even though it's for a short time. I appreciate you, brother. How's the heat temperature doing over there before you head out? I hope the heat's a little bit lower for you. I know it's hot and humid over where Rocka is, and I know Scott Metal Racing's probably got a lot of heat too. I didn't look at my weather app today, AccuWeather. I usually like looking at two different weather apps because they're always both different from each other. 72, that ain't bad. That's about what it is here right now, James. About 72. But you're a couple hours behind me, so that would put you at that's about what temperature it was at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And you were 2 hours behind me, so that would be warmer because I think you're probably around encroaching on 9 o'clock right now. Very close to 9 o'clock. I don't have a watch on. Let me see. I came out, started at 10:30, 11, 10, 9. Yeah, it's probably about, it's probably just a little past 9 o'clock in the morning for you, James. So that's a little warm. Because at 10 o'clock in the morning it was, no, my apologies, it was 79. 79 when I went to come outside at 10 o'clock. So it's warmer here. But you had that huge heat dome over the whole western central part of the country there earlier this week. Wow. I think that heat dome was kind of came over me, but I've got completely clear weather. We've had some bad weather that did come through and dropped a lot of rain. But I had to get out here. It was such a beautiful day. It was so nice just to come outside, have my morning coffee. I figured instead of sitting here by myself with my puppy dogs doing nothing, figured I'd probably go live in the morning. I haven't been getting up early in the morning. I don't know why. For a week or two there, I was waking up just before daylight, just before sunrise, just out of the blue. No alarm, no nothing. And it's gonna be so great. 2.5 weeks, I'll have my brand new glasses, my new prescription. Man, that'll help in some of those headaches as well. Northwest Florida. Oh, wait, I missed something here. I'm gonna scroll back. Lawn is done. Trees are trimmed. Basement air filters. Salt in the water. Awesome. Getting things done. Pump the water out level and gaze at my metals. Woo! That's always nice to do, isn't it, James? Just gazing and going through your metals. Yeah, I do the same thing. I don't do it on YouTube, but yeah, I try to relax on some of the things I show and do for certain reasons, and Mrs. Teeber doesn't. She doesn't really care for me to show a lot of my stuff because she says you never know who's out there and what they might do and da da da. Yeah. Okay, I'll calm it down a little bit. Woo! But for the most part, a lot of you I've had for a long time. Yeah, you need new glasses too. Yeah, after 5 or 6 years, I finally got my butt into the eye doctors and got my eyes checked out and got a new updated prescription and got new glasses. They're ordered. I paid for them yesterday. They should be in about 2.5 weeks. So that's gonna really help out a lot, James. You still need your yard mowed, man. Wow, you're gonna need a brush hog. I don't know if you know what a brush hog is, but you're gonna end up needing a brush hog for that. I'm assuming you probably only got maybe a half to an acre of land, maybe. I don't know. I don't. I believe you live in a little bit larger community area than what I do. I live out in the country. That's the way I like it. Like I said, I own about approximately 9 acres of land. AU is at 42, 46. Silver's at 62, 37. Woo! Yeah, it's coming up a little bit. It's coming up a little bit. Hey, good morning, Walter. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're having a blessed morning and a good day. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Molly finally let go of her ball. She's just relaxing now. She's over there, along with the other puppy dog. I call him my poopy dog. Oh man. Oh, Molly got back up. I spoke too soon. She doing? She's going after the orange ball. Get it! Get it! I got her going. I'll keep her busy for a few more days. More commies elected. Oh man. Yeah, I've got to go back. Like I said, I don't have anything on the agenda today. Uh, I would just be puttering around here. I mowed all the lawn yesterday. I had a lot of things to do, places to go. I don't know if you can see it, but I mowed, but there's dry grass that needs to be remowed so it scatters. Got the whole 100-acre woods all mowed. Everything in the front, everything over on the east side. Oh, you can't even see that. You can only see where the tractor is, way down there. But a whole complete property, even way out back. Ooh. Oh, break that camera. Yeah, even way out back. The landing strip. Got everything all mowed back there. You know, yeah, you can kind of see the blackberry bushes. I got a bird. Yeah, the blackberry bushes. Oh, way back there. Yeah, mowing sort of relaxing, I guess, for me. Kinda. Takes me about 4 hours on my rider, my zero turn. Oh yeah. Kill. Look at her. You can probably hear her. I gotta find the right. Oh, she's done pulling now. She makes me laugh. Just in case anybody asks, no, I don't got my swim trunks on. I'm not jumping in the pool. I will later. The hostas are almost gone. I just got a few flowers, few purple flowers on them. Let me see. Take out my silver here. It's jingling around in my pocket. I always shake them and jingle them. Woo! I wonder if James has that problem. Who has that problem? That's in my chat. Have to have silver on you all the time. Have to have some sort of silver on you at all times. I don't know. It's a thing. It is a thing. Six pack in the cooler. Woo! I wouldn't care if it was Green Acres. Yeah, Green Acres. Yeah, I'm thankful that we had one very dry summer. We don't have too many that are extremely droughtful up here because of my area that I live in with the northeasterly winds and the stuff that comes from the west, and it picks up a lot of moisture from the Great Lakes and sort of comes my way. Once in a while, we do. Oh, get it, get it. Grumpy, yeah. He has a silver chain on 24/7. Yeah, I used to have a nice silver chain and a nice gold chain. I got a I got a gold chain that I've got somewhere in one of my bureaus. I used to wear when I was younger. I used to wear it all the time. I don't wear it anymore. I don't know why. Man, that poor tree. Can you hear her tugging on that? She don't give up. I gotta go to your page today, Dennis. I see if you got any more content going on there. Yeah, she's a whole 90 pounds, 90-pound Molly Bear. And she's solid. She is all muscle. You can't feel no bones on her or nothing. Mrs. Ebert thought she was a little on the heavy side. But the vet says, no, she's perfect. She says she's solid. She looks like she's fed well. She's got a good coat on her. She says for her age and everything, Mrs. Ebert was worried, so she had to go down to the vets and do a complete analysis of her everything. She came out good. She had a little bit of a UTI and a little bit of an ear infection from, I think, a lot of dogs and cats get that. Yeah, she is determined. She is. Bye, Dennis. Take care. Have a good day. Yeah, she is very. And bye, James. Thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah, she is very, very determined. We've got one more ball. She hasn't totally destroyed that one yet, but we got that for her last year, and it seemed to work pretty good. She couldn't quite get her mouth around it. She'd bounce it and bob it all over the place, but she finally kind of popped it. But we got one more on a string like that we'd ordered from Amazon. We got another one. I think it's inside on underneath the one of the fifth wheels. So when she totally destroys that one, we'll hang another one up for her. Oh, did you? I don't know how interested you are, Rakamas, but who's in? I got to plug my phone in just in case. But I have when we were out and about with our our UTV out around our area, about 30 miles from our house, where we went blueberry picking. I did on my other live yesterday. I showed a few of my bottles that I'd gotten. They're between the 1950s and stuff. I've got more that I didn't bring out, but over in that area where there's blueberries, there's old area. There's several areas, And there's some I did not record, but there's like a mound that's 2 or 3 feet high, but probably 15 feet long and about 6, 7, 8 feet wide. And there's nothing but old bottles and cans that are in there. But you got to do some digging, but there's a lot of broken stuff in there. And I haven't had my tetanus shot in a long, long time. So I didn't really go digging too much. But that is filled with all of these different types of bottles, Pepsi bottles, different types. I happened to find just this one can. Now, this one's very rare, and they're worth some money. These are worth some money, but not in this condition. This is in very poor condition, but it's a 75th anniversary, 1898 through 1973. 12 fluid ounce can, Pepsi. I grabbed it just in case, just to have it, in case because I don't have one like this, just to say I have it. I think I'm going to put something on it to try to slow the rusting process down, but it's amazing how old some of these bottles are. I think this one was from like 1970. And usually there's a 2-digit code in the bottom. I did the research on that one. That one's some sort of uh, is it Paps? Ah, I'm gonna have to research it again. But it's sort of like it's called like a keg bottle. It's made by a company that we're all familiar with, but it's got that, and of course, this is an old style type Pepsi with the original caps on them. I kind of found some of these underneath some material that kept the weather away from them, and that's where you get them in really good condition. This one's I think is a 1964 or 66. Uh, this one's a fairly, and they're embossed. But that had the cap on it as well, and I was able to find 3 other caps because I've got other Pepsi bottles that I've got before at different places. Let me see the date on this one. I'm not sure, but this one might be 1980. In 1980, I think it may be older than that though. I'm not 100% sure, but I found a lot of bottles from the 70s. I've got more that are inside the garage. My garage studio, some 7 Up ones. I found this really cool tab bottle that's embossed like this one, where it's got the letters. It's not painted on. I found one that has the paint on them. Them are from the 70s, 7 Up bottles. But I do want to go back there, and if any of my subscribers that I know are interested in getting a Pepsi bottle or even a Coke bottle, um, all they got to do is email me. And if you would like to have one, I mean, I can clean it up, get the dirt out. These are not even cleaned or anything, but I can clean the dirt up off them. And if you're really interested, of course, it's probably going to cost about $9, $10 to ship it to you. But if you're really interested for like, I don't know, 15, $20, I can mail one out to you. For those that are seriously interested, that are collectors that like to collect old bottles, I'd be more than willing to do that. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you got to be careful because, like I said, it's been a while. I've had a tetanus shot before, but it's been a long time. I think I'm redue for it, so I don't want to be prodding and poking around in old. It wasn't a dump. I didn't want to say dump earlier. I was gonna, but I didn't. It's not a dump. It's somewhere where people way back in the day would just take their garbage and just drop it off on the side of the road or in the woods or something just to get rid of it. And somebody had an area where they did that quite frequently, I guess, in different areas around there. Because area where the blueberries are, where those bottles are, it's all ledge rock, which is the granite rock from underneath all the ground and the earth that you have, uh, and it's right up to the surface in that area. And that's one of the reasons why the blueberries kind of grow so great up there. There's a lot of moss up there, so there's very little soil. There's very little soil on top of the ledge rock. Hey, Plywood, good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping in. But let me take a quick run to my garage, and I can go grab a few of those old 7-Up bottles and a couple of the other ones. I was talking about that Tab bottle, which was embossed just like them Pepsi ones are. That one right there, I've never seen before, and I know that one was a rare one, but it was broke. If and when I go back up there, I know where it is. I'll probably, even though it's broke, I'll probably bring it back. I'd love to find one for myself, anyways. Um, but like I said, if there's any of my subscribers that are bottle collectors, yeah, they were. Yeah, there was a lot of them. We came out with a couple of gallon bags of them. I did get a half a gallon bag of black caps um, up on that other video that I showed. Them are in the freezer. I'm determining whether to wait and pick some more because it's right around the time of season right now where they're ripening now. They're not 100% ripe. They're probably like about 15 to 20% ripe. So within the next week or so, it's going to be peak time for picking them. But some of the ones that I got were the early ones that were ripening. But I had to drive a 5 mile stretch of dirt back a road to get all those. It took us probably about 2 to 3 hours, but I wanted to get some black caps. But hold on just a moment. Bear with me. Hey, Share Bear, good morning. How you doing? Thank you so much. Hey, West Texas Stacker. Hello. Good morning, my brother. Woo! How's my redneck brother doing today? I'm just showing some old bottles that I got, and I was about ready to go grab a few more inside my garage studio there. I'll actually turn the camera here and I'll let you watch me run. I'll let you watch the old redneck run to the garage. How about that, West Texas? You can see an old redneck run. A 60-year-old redneck. Woo! I'll be right back. Back at that ball. All right, I'm back. I apologize. I'm gonna put these Pepsi bottles and other ones towards the back. Give me a moment here. I wasn't gonna run back because I don't want to break these bottles or drop them. They have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7. I got 7 more, but I've got all the bottles that I'd found when I was blueberry picking right here, and I haven't done no videos on them. Let me scroll back here real quick to make sure I didn't miss anything. Old is right. Oh man, the old dog. Old as dirt. Well, let me tell you, I'm like Jax. I may be old, but I can still run. Not too bad for a 60-year-old man, right? Let's see. Oops. Gotta be careful not to touch anything. Let's see. Nope. There we go. Like I said, these are a lot of the bottles that I had found. And let me see if I can't reposition everything here so I can show you. Of course, I showed you the Pepsi bottles. They're around 70s. I think one of them's 1980. I think it may be this one. I'm going to have to research that one because usually, like I said, on the bottom of the bottles, you usually have a 2-digit date, and that's usually the year. And it looks like that one says 80. So that's got to be from 1980. But the older bottles, I'm not sure about the newer bottles. I know the real old bottles. I used to live over in New Hampshire before 5 years old. My parents moved here to where we're at now when I was 5. But we used to live over on the East Coast, and it was like it was right near the ocean. It was like the road that we lived on over in New Hampshire. Within a quarter mile, we could walk out to. It was a dirt trail, but you could be out near the ocean, the water near the ocean. But it was awesome, and I went back there several different times because back when we were young, my parents actually still owned the house, and they were renting the house out there, and they periodically went back, and we would go out into the back part of the property. There was a stone wall. Oops, sorry, I just nudged my camera, but there was a stone wall back there, and along the other side of that stone wall, it was wooded, and we would find some really old bottles. And I think when I was like maybe 8, 9 years old is when I really fell in love with collecting old stuff. And it began with bottle collecting. But we would find some old inkwell bottles from the 1700s, from the early settlers, from the 1700s, late 1700s, early 1800s. Those bottles that when I was like 12, 13 years old, that I bought, and people that I knew would buy them, and I was selling them like for $25, $30 to people. I was like, I wasn't even a teenager yet. But back then, $25, $30 was like, wow, I'm rich, I'm rich. Had a guy come to the LCS with an old mason jar full of mercury dimes. Wow, that's awesome. Woo, wow. A bunch of mercury dimes. It'd be nice if he got them all at face price. I just found my first mercury, or not mercury, Roosevelt dime in the Coinstar there a few days back. I put a short up on it. I think my favorite Coinstar down in the city it's not a city, it's a big town. South of me, 30 miles where I used to work, because we go down there almost every weekend. And I found my first silver for, it's been a year since I found one in the Coinstar. I was pretty stoked about it. Found a nice 1938 wheat penny too. But here's those bottles, anyways. But let's get to that story of the bottles back where I used to live. My parents used to live in New Hampshire. Those old dumps and those inkwell bottles, the old inkwell bottles. And there was so many old bottles that I still have some packed away somewhere. But they're cork bottles. There's no caps. They got corks on them, and there was a certain particular type of green bottle, because back then in the early 1800s, green glass was very rare. Now I found this one glass to finish the story that was green. Um, it wasn't as big as this, but it sort of was not quite the same shape. It was more like a genie bottle in a way, like I Dream of Genie, but it was corkscrewed up. And later on in life, when I got into collecting more bottles and got into finding out what they were actually worth, I sold that to somebody for $25. And like I thought back when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, I was like, I'm rich, I'm rich. I got $25 for an old bottle, for a stupid old green bottle. That stupid old green bottle, probably about 30 years ago, was worth about $2,500. I wish I still had that bottle. But I used to have some really cool bottles. But here's let me take a look at the date here on it in the back, so I don't misinform you guys if I can find it. Can't see my glasses. I can't see a date on that one. I don't know why I can't see a date on it. But this is one that's fairly old. It's from about the 70s. I think it's a pint bottle. It's a liter. A lot of it's worn off. Uh, yeah, I think pretty sure it's considered a pint or a liter. I don't know. I can't quite read it because the paint is almost gone, and I'm actually rubbing the paint off from it. Dang it! Well, I found one of these early 70s. And it's one of those. It's not a twist top. It's one that you'd have to have a bottle opener to pop the top. Let me see if this one I can see a date on this one. No, Dang it, I can't see a date. This one doesn't have a 2-digit date on it. Does not. But this is from the 70s as well. It's embroidered, raised, imprinted on the glass. 7 Up. I can't see because of the glare of the sun. I don't know if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can actually see it. Now this one's a 16 fluid ounce, 1 pint. So this is probably 32 ounces. Oh, you know what it says? I've never even noticed that. The Uncola. You can't quite read it. The Uncola. 7 Up. Bahaha. Remember that guy? No deposit, no return. And it does say 28 embossed in the top, raised. 28 fluid ounces. 1 pint, 12 ounces. Okay, 1 pint, 12 ounces. 28 fluid ounces, 1 pint, 12 ounces. That's pretty cool. And then you have this other one that's embossed as well. It's a little smaller. Oh, let me. Dang it. Sorry about that. This one's a 10 fluid ounce 7 Up bottle, embossed as well. I can't wait till I get those new glasses. Then I also have this other one, and all 3 of those except for this one. This one had a screw-on cap, but the last one that I showed and the big one are a pop-off top. This one's a cap bottle, and I actually have the original cap on it. And this one's a 1959. I don't know if you can see the 5.9 there. 5.9. And this is embossed as well. Not bad for a 50-year-old bottle. Let's see, what did I say it was? No, 59, older than that. 60 is 40, 50, 60, 66-year-old bottle. Ooh. Then I have this. This is not a 7 Up, but it's a green glass. I researched that one. I forget what it is. It's got a bunch of gunk on the inside. This one has a year of 1963 on it. It doesn't say 1963, but it does say 63. Right. I had researched a little bit on the what type of bottles they were, but there's more of those, more of the 7 Up bottles there, a lot more of those. Here's another one that's similar to that. This one is from 1966. That's the one I showed. No, I didn't show that one. About that one out. I did a little research, but I can't remember. I'll have to write it down. And here's a little Coke bottle. Trying to see if I can't see the date on this one. Sometimes they're hard to find, and sometimes they don't have them. 80. Looks like it says 85. So this one ain't really too old, but you don't find them like this anymore. It's embossed. Coke. Of course, I got the beer keg one. I brought those all home on the UTV. I was very careful to try to pack them. I packed them in the back part of my UTV with green pine needles. I want to find one of those that is a lot better shape, though. A lot better shape. I don't think my chat's working. I may have to pop up my chat at top messages or something. Top messages, chat filter. Let's see. No, the last thing I see is later. Maybe it is. Bye. Sorry, plywood. Yeah, gotta go. Thank you so much for stopping in. Yeah, there are some really cool bottles. I wish I would like to go to back to New Hampshire. I did. It was about somewhere between 7 and 10 years ago. Me and Mrs. T-Bird had won tickets to watch the NASCAR races over in Loudon, New Hampshire. And I went to Loudon, New Hampshire, and we did take a ride over to where I used to live. And I did go back. I didn't know. I don't know any of the people there anymore, so I kind of sneak around. I didn't see no posted signs, but I wanted to go way out back where I used to find those bottles, and I did look around a little bit, and I didn't really see any. There was a lot of new development that had went on, so I think I've lost a lot of the old bottles of new development, but I still want to go back there one of these days and kind of go through that particular area to try to find some really old bottles that I might have missed as a kid. I lived outside Pease Air Force Base. My dad was in the Air Force, but I was 1 year old. Oh wow, yeah, nice. Yeah, who's that big aircraft carrier? How about that big aircraft carrier? who's there? Somebody's a squid in your family? You know who you are. I was born a squid. My dad was in the Navy. Kim's dad was in the Air Force. Yeah, but I was born in a naval hospital. All my other two brothers were as well. It's kind of cool. I really love my birth certificate. When I went to go get my enhanced license on my passport, and I come to find out that that birth certificate, which I thought was my real birth certificate, and it is, but it's just the birth certificate from the Navy, from the hospital. It's not the real documentation that they're requiring for a passport or for to get an enhanced driver's license. And what an enhanced driver's license is a driver's license that you have that when you can cross into Canada and back in the United States and show them a quick proof of evidence that you're a citizen born here in the United States. I, I, it was so nice back in the day, back 30 years ago. All you have to say is, you go to the Canadian border. Good morning. How you doing? Where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to Montreal. How long do you think you'll be there? Oh, I don't know, maybe an hour or two. He's going up there, look around. Okay, have a great day. And then you come to the U.S. border. Name, where do you live? Tell them your name, where you live. You have anything to declare to U.S. Customs? Nope. Okay, have a nice day. Easy peasy. Not anymore. Not anymore. Now Jax is in here laying down with me. I don't know where Molly Bear went. Think I should call her? She don't usually go too far. No rabbits for her to take after. Let me take a quick. Oh, okay. She's on the other side of my fire pit wall, over where the tikis usually are. She's lounging in the grass. You can't see her. Yeah, it has gotten ridiculous, Rocco, with all the documents. You know, document for this and that and everything else. It's crazy. It's like I said, I don't know if you guys in different states know what an enhanced driver's license is, but I mean, I live up near the Canadian border, and they have it in New York. Of course, where a lot of my other subscribers live, they don't live close near the border like I do. So maybe they don't have such a thing as an enhanced driver's license. But all you need to do is have two different proofs of ID, which is no big deal. I got my New York driver's license and a letter to my physical address is proof, you know, corresponding with my driver's license of who I am with my address on that. Uh, and that's what you needed for motor vehicles. but then you also needed a birth certificate. And I brought them my original birth certificate from the U.S. Navy. Uh, they wouldn't accept that. I had to have the actual physical live birth certificate, the live birth certificate for where I was born. That's on file. But to try to get that is like pulling teeth. You gotta, oh my. It was, so I said, to heck with it. I go, I'll just stay here. I'll just stay here. I don't really have a need to go across into Canada anymore, but it would be nice to when and if I wanted to. Mrs. T-Bird has hers. She's got hers a long while back, and she's grandfathered claused into it. But she was born in New York, and she was born here locally. So all I have to do is go to the closest town where I used to work. Like I said, I keep calling it a city, but it's not really a city. But compared to me, it's like the nearest city. And all she has to do is drive 30 minutes and go get and get her original birth certificate. Me, or live birth certificate. Me, I can't do that. I would have a day and a half's drive, maybe a day. I could get there in about a whole day of steady driving to get my birth certificate at the place where they have their clerk's office and near where I was born. Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. Let me go back. And that's illegal. Then you let you. Oh yeah, unless you're legal, then they let you in. Yeah, they just let you in if you're legal. Jeez. Uh, Tell them in the old country I take care of goats. 18 wheeler you have to pay to get home. Fee. Yeah, that's crazy, Scrappy. That's really crazy. Well, I don't know. I don't want to keep all you awesome family members hanging out. Just listen to me blab away. And the bird can chat. Mrs. T-Bird said it to me once more than once. She said, before you started YouTube, she goes, you wouldn't even ever even talk like that. And she goes, now I can't get you to shut up. Oh, well. It just was so awesome to find good friends like all of you and, you know, chat with you here, which, like I said, I wish we all lived a little closer. We could actually, you know, get together and do something. It would be nice one of these days when I get Mrs. T-Bird to maybe retire and I don't know, we get our tour bus or whatever we do, and we will be going throughout the whole United States, and there will be many of you I may stop by and see, unless you don't want me to, and that's fine. That's fine. But there are a lot of you I'd like to pop by just to say hi and meet you in person. You know, but if you guys live closer to me, I'd be more than welcome to invite a few of you. Not everybody, because I don't know everybody as good as I do, but there are a few of you that I do know fairly well. And I wouldn't mind saying, hey, why don't you come on over? We'll have a little cookout or we'll sit back in the fire pit, relax and shoot the shit and talk and get to know each other better. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rockamas. Snow, we could all make snow angels. That's right, scrap metal. We could. Yeah. Well, then again, as long as I don't do my, as long as I don't speak the other languages I know, and I was born and raised uh, English. I learned because of where I live and certain things that I've done in the past is how I've learned multiple different languages, and I learned them as a young teen. A lot of it at my father's garage up by the border. And there was a lot of different foreign and different nationalities that would come through the border, and I was able to. I didn't ever learned it in school, but but working at that gas station, I learned French. I speak it fairly fluently. I speak. I got the pronunciation and the accent down exact. Bonjour, monsieur. Comment ça va? Tu parles français? Oh, my oui, mon ami. Comme ci, comme ça. 45% French. Uh, and then, Spanish. There was a lot of Spanish that came through my area, and I learned Spanish. Buenos dias, señorita, señor. ¿Cómo está? Mi bella Forge and Gatioso. I think Bellows Forge took off. But I know some Native American. I think you've heard me say this before. I know some Native American Indian. There's a lot of the iron workers that lived up in Montreal, and they would pass through the interstate coming down and head down towards the city to work on the bridges in New York City, and then they would return on the weekends. And I learned a lot of Native American Mohawk from them. It's gonna go. Yagarachiga. Say go. Say goodbye. Onigiwai. A lot of it's to do with numbers and hellos and goodbyes and greetings. French is a little more because we have a lot of French Canadians in the area, and it's the Parisian French is what I learned because that's what's up north of me in Quebec. There's the Parisian French is what I learned, not the proper French, but I have learned a little bit of the proper French because there were a few. But if you were to ask somebody how they were doing in French, you would say "Comment ça va?" How are you doing? Comment ça va? Ça va bien. C'est vous? C'est vous is and you. Um, but in proper French, it would be "Comment allez-vous?" Comment allez-vous? That's how you would say it in proper French. The French over in the UK. Everyone knows a phrase in La Belle. How about Pig Latin? Remember Pig Latin? I vaguely do. I vaguely do a little bit. That was something that went on way back when I was in high school. Back eh, 35, 40 years ago. Hard to believe I've been out of school that long. I hate these dang cigarettes. These new cigarettes, they go out. If you don't puff on them, they go out. You got to keep lighting them. I'm still on my first cigarette of the day, and I've already lit that dang thing probably 3 different times. I know it's a bad habit. Nobody needs to tell me. It's a bad habit. Oh, that sun is getting hot. It's on my back now. Let's see, an hour. I got on at 10:30, so it's 11:30. It's 11:30, 11:40, 11. I don't have. I can't see the time on my phone, but I'm guessing from the amount of time that I've been live streaming and when I started my live stream, it's about 11:42 right now, Eastern Standard Time. It's the fireside paper. The songs from the 60s and 70s. Yeah, late 60s, early 70s. Like I said, I'll probably get going here shortly. Not right yet. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing just a lot of relaxing today. I guess kicking around. Take the mower out. Probably autocorrect. Yeah, I know it. That autocorrect has almost got me in a few troubles every once in a while. A few of my subscribers, and there's a couple of you that are in here where I've sent an email or a message or something, and the autocorrect put something else in it, something that wasn't supposed to be, but it wasn't too bad. But sometimes I 9 times out of 10 I relook at everything before I send it because of that stupid autocorrect. And there's something else I want to talk to you about the emojis, Rakamas. Uh, but one time out of 10, one time out of 9, I will say, one time out of 9, when I go to say something, because I hate to type. I the little finger, the big fingers on the little tiny keyboard. So I like to use speech to text a lot. And even if I do type, sometimes if I type something that's not quite right, I see it typed right, but then when I hit the send, it'll change it. And it's like, if you're not careful, it could mean something that you don't mean to say. Oh my. But on the emoji thing, I'm not sure what type. I believe you got a new phone, Raka. Woo! Yeah. Ding. I gotta relight that stupid thing. Went out again. I'm not puffing on it, so I'm just letting it burn. You can probably hear the flick. But on the emoji thing, I think you were having problems on your phone with that. I'm sort of having the same problem as well. Before on my little keyboard that would come at the bottom of my chat, I'd have this little smiley face or a little face where I can just press it and it'd show all my emojis. Now I don't. I have to hit a, a, a little square thing, open that up, and then I got two different areas and I have to swipe to the left so it reads the second part, and then there's my emojis. And it's such a pain in the ARS to put emojis on there now. Of course, I have it to where I still got my most common emojis, or there's like maybe like 8 or 9 of them up on top, but there's so many different emojis that I can't access to unless I press this button and scroll over and then scroll down and go here. Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, it's so different. Not soon. Yes, I understand. But I think it may have to do not so much being a new phone, depending on what type of phone you have, but it's also updates because periodically I get updates in my phone, and that's what happened. I got an update on my phone. Ever since it updated, now I can't get. I don't have that in the keyboard area. In the key, there's Molly Bear investigating. In the keyboard area, I don't have that little quick spot to where I can just press it while I'm typing, which I do type sometimes, and get an easy access to my emojis. So I either have to type out the word that makes the emoji and then hit it, or I have to hit that little square button off to the left and slide it and then hit the emojis and then scroll through the emojis. It's like you get something that works well and then they update it. You weren't saying something this time? Awesome. Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, Bloodhound. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys can't see that. She's making a minefield. I'm glad she does it over there. Right in the ditch where the water runs when we get a lot of rain. Good girl. Oh, she's kicking up. She's kicking up the grass now. Now she's running. Why do they always run after they get done doing that? Oh man. Never mind. I see Bobby trap. I see a booby trap. Yeah, booby trap. Landmine. But I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably do some mowing here shortly and go for a jump in the pool. Probably go for a jump in the pool first. It is definitely getting warmer out here. I believe I got much warmer weather coming. Next week, I know periodically, last week while we were on vacation, I did post a few shorts here and there. I don't think that's going to happen next week. Next week, I may not post anything. I don't know. All depends on where I am and what we're doing. I try to when Mrs. T-Bird's on vacation. It's she only gets that little bit of time every year to spend 100% good quality time with me, and I have to respect her in that aspect. Where I mean, I think she gets 5 weeks a year, but she schedules them 1 week or 2 weeks around Christmas time, and usually 2 weeks around the end of July and the beginning of August, and then once you sporadically wherever. Yep, Molly's up there on the pool deck now. You know, she's pretty smart. She knows how to. We got a latch on that the door up there. If the door is not latched, She knows how to open and close that door to get in and out of the pool deck. I don't know if you can see her up there. She is a wicked, wicked smart dog. Yeah, yeah, she's up there laying by the water, laying by the pool. But yeah, she opens that gate up. She opens that gate up by herself, opens and closes it. Don't mow the pool. They will give you backwards weight jacket. What? Don't mow the pool. Backwards weight jacket. Yeah. No, well, it's shaded up there. We I wanted to buy a completely brand new one, but Mrs. T-Bird had already, but she didn't tell me. Our roof had got destroyed in the wintertime, and she bought a gazebo canopy top. It's not made out of some type of ultraviolet, semi-stretchy material, and I had to put up a beam in the middle and then raise it up a little bit just to keep the water so it doesn't pool in the middle, but it's breathable. Uh, and she wanted that because I wanted to take that and put that over my fire pit over here and incorporate that into the fire pit up here. But the windstorms that we had some nasty windstorms over the winter, and it completely destroyed the top part of my canopy completely, or the gazebo, whatever you want to call it. So I was going to buy a new one. I still might, but for this year, it's staying there. I'm going to wait until this fall when you can get like 25, 30% off from again and buy the one that I want. I want to buy one with the almost 5 inch by 5 inch cedar square stock. It's made out of cedar, and they're a little pricey, but like I said, bigger, better, best. If you're going to spend, I don't want to talk me. If you're going to spend over $1,000, a little over 1,000 on something that's mediocre, and you only need to spend another $500 to get something 10 times the quality. In my eyes, is it's well worth spending the extra $500 to get the really good quality that's something that's 10 times better. It's just like those lawnmower blades or those spindles I bought for my deck. I only needed one spindle for $39, but at some point in time, the other two spindles are going to give out. So if I was to buy three spindles, what's 39 times three? Like, come on, that's $120, right? Right. Yeah. Pretty close. 40, 40, 40. Yeah, 100, about 120, $118 and some odd cents. I'm good at math, but I'm not gonna get technical. Uh, but hey, if I bought three spindles, because the other two are going to give out, I'd spend more than what I bought that kit for. Just about. It was almost the same price, $118 for a complete overhaul kit for that deck. All the pulleys, the belt, the blades, the wheels, four wheels, everything. The spindles, the hardware, everything. Why not, right? I think it was a good buy. Mrs. T-Bird was like, what do you buy all that for? You don't need all that. And I said, Kim, listen. I go, it was $39 for one spindle. If I buy three of them, which I'm going to eventually have, if one bearing went, the other ones are going to go very soon. I said, I might as well do it all at once and replace them. If I bought three of them, it's $120. If I can buy 100 for 118, I can buy everything: the belts, the blades, the spindles, the wheels, everything, the pulleys. So that's what I did. Yeah, it's usually pretty windy and cold here too. I'm wondering how that Wi-Fi is going to work because, like I said, when I go, I don't know. Like I said, I know you guys are awesome. You always are. Um, and no problems yesterday. I know you had bill duty. It was all good, Raka. Uh, I appreciate you. You're always there, 99.9% of the time. You got something you got to do, and you're not here. That's fine. I'm only jib jabbing along. Anyways, I don't think my phone's plugged in. Yes, it is. Yeah, so I should be charging. Hey, Invisible, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just sitting here, drinking my coffee, shooting the breeze. Now, let me see. Now, I'm not trying to coax where you're from, but you're in the southeastern United States, right? Roughly visible? Jib jabber. I'm pretty sure. I'm just trying to get used to about where you're located from. Oh, somebody's over there. There must be somebody moving into my old neighbor's place. He passed a few years ago, and there's been nobody there except for his sister, which took over the property. Arizona, yeah, yeah. I thought it was somewhere around that area. Usually, always pretty hot. Arizona's a place I want to go to one of these days. Me and Mrs. T-Bird. I'm kind of retired. I basically am. I'm just helping out a neighbor that lives down the road just a little ways. Good friends that has a warehouse, and I help her run her warehouse periodically here and there. Um, the last 2 weeks of July, I have to go help her out again. It's in the morning time. It's in the morning, about 8 hours, so I have to run it for 2 weeks again. It was in what, sometime in June? Yeah, June. The last 2 weeks of June, I had to help her out. And then if she ever has like a doctor's appointment or something, she might call me up for to go in to help her run it because she knows I'm very familiarized with doing that line of work and whatnot, and I'm computer knowledgeable and all that. So I've already. She was apparently pretty impressed with how quick I caught on to her system and everything. Hey Raspberry, how you doing? Good to see you. 60 miles away, light from the city. Yeah, yeah. I get a little light from the city from Montreal. That's about the same distance. It's about 60 miles away from me, roughly. I can kind of see it periodically. Not from my hedgerow over there, but I kind of have to go into town a little bit. I think I'm zoomed in just a tad. Yes, I am. My hedgerow here, right about that direction, is true north, and I can, if I go further down my road to the north, I can see the lights of Montreal at nighttime. But I do over this hedgerow, over the whole entire hedgerow at nighttime during the summer months. I along the whole horizon, the northern horizon up along here like that. I see a faint light glow of the oh dang it, the mean, what is it called, the night of the, or oh man, uh, well, they get sun 24/7 at certain points of the year, and it's the up in Alaska. The sun kind of rises and sets and doesn't go below the horizon and rises again and sets during the summer months because of the where we are in the orbit of the Earth. I keep wanting to think, yeah, not the aurora, but we do see auroras too. I am in a decent area where a lot of times where we have I'm very much in tune with the space and the space weather and what's going on when you get a mass corona ejection that comes our way. It takes a day or two before it gets to us, varying on where it's going and how the direct contact we get, how explosive it is in our atmosphere that connects with the ions and the electrons and stuff in the atmosphere. But we do see it quite often. Uh, with the naked eye, it's harder to see. You can pick it up better with a camera. War, woo, Richard, what's going on? Everybody's coming in. I almost feel like I'm getting a raid. No, War, I'm not jumping in the pool. Yeah, I'm talking about aliens. Yeah, I believe in aliens. There's a lot of aliens. They sneak in the United States all the time. But even extraterrestrial beings, I believe in those too. I've never come across any, but I mean, I don't care what religion you are. I mean, it doesn't matter. God created all life. God created all life, whether they're of our earth or not, right? Uh, how vast the universe is, and how many solar systems there are, and galaxies, as many stars as you can see out there. There's that many and more stars, and out of all the stars, there's as many galaxies out there. It's unending. It's just a matter that we are so far away, so far away. You would have to now you get me into the science stuff. The only way to end up getting, you can't travel faster than the speed of light. No. But if you can fold the fabric of space time, you can go faster than the speed of light, but it's not the same thing. It takes vast amounts of energy. You're able to fold the fabric of space and time in like a wormhole and go from one spot to another spot almost instantaneously, almost like Star Trek in a way. Like, but warp drive is something totally different. Now, can you go faster than the speed of light? Possibly not in our day and age, but they have theories and about warp travel. Um, I don't want to go into too much detail about it. Let me see here, and how many forms could be out there that we don't know about. Yes, exactly, exactly. But we're not alone in this vast, vast universe. We are not alone. Um, no matter what type of life there is life somewhere else. Else, even in our own solar system, I truly believe it. Like even in the oceans of Europa, uh, there's life underneath the big thick crust of ice. There's got to be life, and they'll find out one of these days. Now, it's more than likely it's not intelligent life, or life of like what's evolved here. Um, but there's definitely life. I truly, in my heart and soul, believe it. Um, then it's over. Wait, let me see. Did you see again? Quantum theory. There you go. Quantum theory. It seems like you're a bit of a science girl too. Emerald. Woo! How you doing? Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't fully agree with that either. Only human beings would send out a signal in space to provide a location to a potential threat. And that's a very good possibility because we have a lot of our planet has a vast amount of resources that other life forms would be very, very interested in wanting to have. That I say no more, but other life forms, intelligent life forms, may depend on what type they are. Some would probably okay, they're there. We're gonna leave them alone. We're not. We've got some sort of intelligent life there. Uh, they'd be like on our kind of like us, where if we went to a planet, we would not invade another planet or do whatever for their resources and whatever, or at least we could coexist. There may be other life forms that may not want to coexist, that just want to take over and take our resources. But that's another theory all on its own. But yeah, I don't believe in that it was a good idea to. I mean, we broadcasted anyways in the early '60s, late '50s, early '60s. Our first radio broadcast went out to outer space, and they're still going. Uh, all of our TV shows and all that, everything that's electronic is all being broadcast. But we've actually sent out invitations and showing them exactly where we are in the constellation. Where, oh man, I don't think that was a smart idea. That's my own opinion. But for those that have just came onto my channel and are listening and watching on my blueberry adventure there, if you watch those shorts, here's some of a real quick glimpse of some of the bottles and the can that I have from anywhere from the 70s, the mid 60s to 70s up until 1980. Old Pepsi bottles, embroidered 7 Up bottles, Coke bottles, Pepsi cans. I want to go back and find another Pepsi can like that one. 75-year anniversary. 1898 to 1973. Polyester. Wait a minute. What's this with polyester? Valuable wood. Yeah, exactly. The wood. I think there's even more than wood they would want, though. I think wood would be an it would be an interesting conversation. Absolutely, Emerald. Yeah. Um, no, I don't think they want our plastic pollution or our polyester. No, no alien talk. Invisible Rancher says. Yeah, it is. I mean, like I said, whatever religion you believe in, some religions believe in it's God that just made us uh, in the image of Him um, here for just our planet. No, I don't believe that at all. I think some people may believe that, but if there is such thing as aliens, they were created by God as well. You know, the whole universe, everything was created by God. Uh, it'd be an awful waste of space if you ever fathom to think of how big and how huge space is. It's unending. And even to go to the nearest star takes 4 light years, traveling at millions of miles an hour to the closest star to us that's in our own galaxy. Our own galaxy is like thousands of light years from one side to the other side, thousands of light years. And that's only one galaxy. And as many stars as you can fathomly see out there, there's 100-fold more stars than that. And there's an equivalent amount of galaxies that are out there that have all those stars in them. We're not alone. God did not make the whole universe for us to be alone. But anyways, that's enough on space, I guess. I could go talking about space. But anyhow, I guess I'll walk around for a little bit. A puppy dog. A puppy dog. Yeah, them are the bottles. Like I said, for those that are bottle collectors, always hit me up. I've got multiple different. I can go back and I can get more. I got multiple different types of 7 Up bottles from the 60s and 70s. If somebody is truly interested and they don't have an old 7 Up bottle or something, I mean, I can clean them up a little bit. Some of these I wouldn't clean up because I can actually take the embroidered paint off from there. Uh, 7 Up bottles, Coke bottles. There was multiple. I could probably get another 10 of each type up there of the Coke, 7 Up, different Pepsi bottles. I can clean these up real nice. And they got the original caps. It's a spiral type. This is glass embossed with a cap. But if you are truly interested, if you're watching this on a later date, hit me up by email. Let me know if you're interested or not. For a small fee, say about $10 or whatever, and $10 for shipping for like 15 or $20, probably around the 20-ish mark. If you don't have one, you want one, I can send you one. I don't want to get rich off from it, uh, but a little bit for my time and basically shipping. Shipping is going to cost me pretty close to $10 as long as they haven't gone up in their rates. It's crazy the postal service has gone up. Let's see. Only in the United States, though. In the United States only. There's magnetic core makes it. Yeah, I missed a few stuff. In some cases, some stars are seen as naked eye have already burnt out. Yes, exactly, Emerald. Uh, like for instance, the Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is going to go supernova. That star is probably already exploded. It's probably gone. Yeah, I'm sure you seem like I think you would know what Betelgeuse is. Um, I'm not going to go into too much detail with it. Thank you so much, Emerald. Yeah, I mowed it all yesterday. I mow about 6 acres. I mow about 6 acres. I got it all mowed yesterday. I can't show it all to you, but Molly Bear relaxing. Get on it. Oh man. Oh Chevy Chevelle. V8. Oh, I wish I kept all my my Chevy Chevelle. My Z28. My 442 Oldsmobile. My 1972. My Trans Am. My Z28. Oh, I used to have so many cool old style muscle cars, and I got rid of them for like 600 to $1,000. Ah, what a shame. Yeah, yeah, but to get back to a lot of stars you're looking at, a lot of them are probably already gone. Went supernova and exploded. But they're so far away. They're 1,000 light years away from you. It takes 1,000 years for their light to travel to us to reach us here at Earth. Strong man. Come on, puppy dog. Woo! Awful thing. I feel so bad. 15 years old and I got him tied to a 10-pound weight. I got to keep him grounded though, just like me. I don't got my toes in the water, feet in the sand, but I got my toes on the ground. Nothing like it. On your own property, nice green grass. Oh, I never brought that tomato in there. I picked the tomato the other day. Oh, I forgot to. I got more tomatoes ripening. But I'm going now. I don't want to go too far away from my Wi-Fi yet. I'm about ready to end the stream. I said I was going to go out back to try to see if I can't make it all the way back to my black caps back there. Skinwalker is like a Port Authority tunnel and the wormhole to the other dimension. Yeah. Let's see. I missed something else. I watch studies on tongue 618 and I avoid Tyson Degress. I think absolute tool. Who's going? Hey, Big Dummy, what's going on? Good to see you, Big Dummy. Oh man, he makes me laugh. Yes, you've heard about Beetlejuice. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I used to be a lot is run by them. Yeah. Come on, Jax. Yeah, I got a bunch of fire starter right here. It's daylight. I wish I had my magnifying glass. I know during my last live stream I demonstrating like on a survival thing how to use pine needles and how to start a fire real quick if you're out in the wilderness or if you ever like if you're off the grid or you have to start a fire. Today's a perfect day to get if you got two different types of glass and they're different thicknesses, you can put the two pieces together at different distances and you can optimize the light at a certain way if you use some dry pine needles. And if you have any moss, there's multiple different types of things you can use. Always use an evergreen needle, whether it be uh, pine or spruce or balsam, especially the dead ones that you get. I usually rake them up in a big pile because if I don't, my whole entire back area right here would be like that. So I rake them up and I'm hitting one of my cameras. Bzz, bzz. That's what that is. I'm hitting one of my cameras. But I try to rake them up in a big pile, and I usually use it to help start my fires a little bit, or I'll burn it a little at a time. But if I had my magnifying glass, I could show you within inside of probably like I'll try to do that one of these times. But inside about 10-15 seconds, I can show you how to make a fire real quick out of some dry pine needles in just a magnifying glass using the sun, which is pretty easy. Don't do it. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. How you doing? Good to see you. I hope I'm still 5 times 5 because I have walked away from my fire pit a little bit. I'm not too far away from it, but that Wi-Fi has had its better days, and it's a very old Wi-Fi. I know I keep saying I got to get a new one. It's just as easy to get on Amazon. I just can't make my decision. I'm procrastinating on which one I want to get. I hear a red cardinal in the background. Hear it? 5 times 5. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I don't think I can get all the way back there. I kind of want to. I don't want to do a video. I'd rather do it during a live stream, but I'll start walking back. If I lose you, I'll know and I'll come back and I'll go live again. Um, if I don't, let me try to get out so it's not behind me. I'll try to walk back here a little ways. If I start getting garbly or cuts out, try to give me a I don't know, um, some type of a message that it's going bad or something. And I'm 20 minutes. It's very hard for me to see the chat because of the glare of the sun on my phone. I need to start hugging them trees. Yeah, hug those trees. Woo! Yeah, I got some really nice trees here. That's the one at the very top there off to the right is a popple tree, a male popple tree, and that one right there is a maple. And then just behind that one, which I don't think you can see, that's a popple. There's a popple back there. Somebody's got a Kubota tractor going by. Hey, bring that over here. I can use that. He's got a brush hog on it. He's got a brush hog on it, Rockamas. I was talking about what you might need. I don't know. That maple tree. Over there is an elm tree. Uh, I call that just a swamp tree, but it's they got the thorns on it. What the heck? I keep forgetting the name. I know the name, but I can't think of it offhand. I got a lot of those. They got thorns on them, and they'll turn around and really make your. If you get picked by them, you really they infection real easy. And the flowers are starting to go away. Oh, wait. Back scratch tree? Yeah, back scratch tree. Yeah, I don't want to have any scratches from that in my back. They got these real. This is a type of tree. I forget the name of that, but I got a lot of them. They got red berries on them. They're not. They're poisonous, but they look pretty. And this is the time of year where they're really nice and ripe. They're a nice tree, and they've a lot of the dead ones. When I cut them down, I keep them because they're very hardwood. They take a very long time to grow. I forget what they're called, but they do when you burn them. They give off uh, a very sweet smell, like aroma, like when you burn apple wood, like inside of a house or something, like in a fireplace. Molly, get out of that grass. This is a regular popple tree, a female popple tree. How am I doing so far? Still 5 times 5? Pulpery. Let's see. New York's best berries. Yeah, but those berries you don't want to eat. Those on that particular tree, those berries you don't want to eat. That's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to. My Wi-Fi is not that great, and I could used to get all the way toward the back. As long as I keep the phone here and I stay in a straight path, I should be fine. I got a big burning pile right here. I haven't burned yet. I got to add more to it, and that's an ash tree. It's dead, of course, from the ash worms. I cut half of that part of that down last year. I still got to drop that one. I cleaned that area out and I reseeded it with grass. It's on the inside of there. The grass is growing pretty good. If I duck in there, I'll lose my connection. But sometime, I don't know. I got to be careful because right now them are Mrs. T-birds. Them are wild. These are wild. They look like the star plants that you buy at the store, but they're not. They're something else. They grow wild, but they're all over my property. Let me pick one here. There's a bunch of honeybees on them. There's a whole bunch of honeybees on them. Don't bother me. But oh, somebody's throwing off one of my cameras. It ain't me because I'm not standing. Oh, Jax. He's going in front of my camera. Yeah, these are wild. I think they're called maybe golden rods or something. I forget. Now I gotta look for my poopy dog. Jax, Molly Bear. Oh, there's Molly Bear. I don't know where Jax. Jax is over there. Jax, get over here. You better not be eating grass. I see him anyways. So am I still 5 times 5, Rakamas? I'm trying not to. I'm trying to go kind of slow, so I don't. I got a new maple growing up right here. That's what bothers me a little bit. All the ash trees have died from those worms around here. About 99% of the ash trees. But I got that pile so close to some wild maple trees that have just grown up. I got 3 of them in here. I kind of want to leave them. If I light that big pile up there when I'm ready to, I'm afraid it might burn the. It's definitely going to burn the leaves. I'll have flames 20 feet high right here when I do it. I've done it a few times, but I kind of want to clean that little brush area out so I can bring some fill in there and seed it and open this up a little bit more. 5 times 5 still? Awesome. Molly Bear over here. Come on, Jax. I think he might got himself trapped. I think I got him. I think he got himself trapped. Well, I'm pretty close. I'm getting pretty close to the berry bushes. So I think I might be able to show you the black caps. Oh, man. Come here, Molly. I'm almost to there's the part where I was talking about, where I've got another little section I keep mowed and I use it as a little shooting range. But a tree had kind of grew up off to the side of there, another one of those trees with the berries. And that goes back probably about, I don't know, goes back about 600 feet that way north. I usually take my UTV and my doom buggy go kart and I go around the back there. I just heard something snap. I might have a deer back there. Or a branch snap. Very, very, very close. Shh, be very, very quiet. It's rabbit season. I'm hunting rabbits. Yeah, I think Jack's got himself tangled up in a tree. Still 5 times 5? Nah, we got bear in the area, but it's very rare to come across a bear. Oh man, look at that. Yeah, like I said earlier, even where we are at, even here on my property, a lot of the berries are not ready yet. They're red, but I do have some. I do have some. Woo! I do have some black caps, and they are very, very tasty. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. They are awesome. They are not. They're called black caps. You buy them in the store, and they're genetically modified, and they're like 4 or 5 times bigger. Black cap, not a blackberry. Blackberries are what I call black raspberries. Somebody had to go. No. Let's see. He's there. No. Trying to trying to get pixelated gently, slightly blurry. Oh man. I'll pick a couple and I'll go back. I'll pick a couple and I'll go back. Oh, getting pixely, he said. Oh man, I'm gonna pick a handful. I'm gonna pick a handful. Well, no, not a handful. All right. Said it was getting pixely. I'll try going back. Come on, Molly. I'm gonna walk back. I'm on a fast pace because I am about probably 600 feet 600 feet away from the Wi-Fi, maybe 700 feet. I know from my house to the back is 800 feet to the end of my property. Jax, poopy dog, get over here. Oh man, yeah, he's over in the wooded area. He's gonna get ticks. He's over in the wooded area. He's gonna get ticks. I should not be pixely anymore. Sorry. I guess that's my maximum limit, but I was surprised I was able to go back that far. But I did pick a few. They're not as big as the ones you buy in the store. I think you can get black caps. I don't know if that's what they call them, but they're black caps to me, not blackberries. Blackberries are like the like raspberries, but they're black and they're black raspberries. Or where we went on those trails, there's black raspberries, black caps. And there's raspberries, and there's also flowering raspberries, which are a little bit different. Let me set you back up here real quick, and then I'll start saying goodbye after I talk about the black caps, and I'll show them to you. I'm gonna eat them too. Am I still 5x5 right now? I didn't get lost or anything. I know I missed probably some of the chat. Sorry, still here. Had a call. No problem. 5x5, awesome. Were you able to see me picking the berries? I might get a little pixely. But these are the black caps that I just picked on my own property. Like I said, it's going to be a few more weeks, a week or two before they're all completely ripe. But there's some that are getting ripe. And these are what you call black caps. I wish I had a blackberry, which I could show you, but they're different. In the store, you buy them, and they're probably about 2 to 3 times bigger than these, but they're engineered. They're engineered to grow that big. Now, there's no pesticides on these. There's nothing. They don't need to be cleaned. And you pop them in your mouth. You just need to make sure that there's no little critters on them. Otherwise, you're eating a little protein. And it's not like we never have before, because we all do at one point in our life. But those blueberries are delicious. Blueberries, black caps. Blueberry season is pretty much almost over with up here. I have in our flower garden out front, I have a blueberry bush that's there that does grow blueberries. But unfortunately, over the winter time, I had a couple of bunny rabbits that had taken shelter underneath the deck of what goes around my house. And they were periodically eating the blueberry bushes, and it was a nub, so I kind of had to regrow, so I didn't really get any blueberries from it this year. Oh man, almost 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna cut it off in 2 hours. Thank you so much for hanging out with me so long, Scott, Metal Racing, Rakamas, and everyone. Richard, wow. You know, I apologize because I'm not really. I'm just yakking. Why did I get a buzz here? Is that my phone? I don't know. I gotta plug my phone back in just in case my battery's out. That buzz came from this. Why did it come from this? Yeah, like I said, I apologize. I'm here just shooting the breeze. I'm not really talking about too much that's too interesting, except for old bottles for those that are interested in bottles, and I'm just jib jabbing. Just jib jabbing, relaxing. Came out here for my morning coffee, and I only planned on being on for half an hour, and here it is, almost 2 hours later. I know some people, I maybe I might seem a little boring and got nothing to say or show. Or I don't know. I try to be a little more relaxed on what I do show and talk about when it comes to silver, but I do a lot of things I like to enjoy, and I like to show and talk about things. I like to have my fire pit, and like I was saying in my last live stream, I just like to bring the things that I enjoy to do to other family YouTube brothers and sisters such as yourself. Thank you so much, Richard. You have an amazing day as well. I do like to come out here, like I had said during my last live stream. Everything you see me post, everything you see me do in a live stream, whether it's a fire pit live or whatever. I mean, I'm not a stick in the mud. I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. I like to laugh. So, somebody like War tells me to jump in a pool, or like Scrap Metal Racing tells me to do a snow angel or something like that. I like to do it because it makes me laugh and it makes them laugh. I'm not corny. I'm just a little silly, a little goofy. I want to be. I want to have a good time. I want to, you know, I want to have a good life. I want to live the best I can and have fun doing it. It's like, me, a 60-year-old guy, you know, still has dirt bikes and rides around in dirt bikes and go doom buggies and UTVs. UTVs a blast. I love that thing. I sorry about that 13-minute video I posted too. It was only supposed to be a three coming out of the woods there, but I kept going past Parker's and all that, and I just kept going. And of course, a lot of people are saying, "Look at that crazy fool! He's driving on the road with the UTV." Everybody does it here. I go by the police every once in a while. They're back country roads, and they don't really bother you as long as you know there's cars coming. They see you, and they'll see you on the road with it. And if you're not speeding, and you pull off over to the side, they're fine with that. There's not a lot of traffic like in other people's areas. There's a lot of backcountry roads. Everybody does it. There's a lot of people that have that. As long as hey, Rubberneck, how you doing? But it's like, as long as you got your seatbelt on, and you got your helmet, they're okay with it. They're registered, yes, but they don't have any license plates on them. And there's so many farms up around this area and places like Parker's Maple Sugar House that they have UTVs and utility vehicles and they ride down the road. It's just like the big farm tractors. They don't got a license plate and they go up and down the roads. They don't bother them either. I mean, if I go down to the main road or the interstate, yeah, then I'm in trouble. Then I'm getting a ticket. But other than that, they don't really bother you. You're looking for aircraft? Yeah, there's a lot of times because, like I said, I live so close to the border, right up here above the hedgerow here. Um, there's a lot of times where not not planes like say if you got a plane going from JF Kennedy Airport to Montreal, it's a commercial flight. They are already pre-approved and all that. But there's other smaller aircraft that a lot of times they fly back and forth. They have a swath. And sometimes one today I had one flying right over the top of my house, um, east to west. That's a cell tower over there, not my cell tower. But he was flying east to west, back and forth, and he did that about 4 or 5 times just before my live. And I already know what he's doing. He's waiting for his clearance so he can go across the border into Canada. Somehow, however they do it, they have to get a clearance. A small aircraft, probably like a 5 or 6 seater, a smaller aircraft to go across the border, and then they've got nothing to do, so they usually fly east to west along the border swath, which I'm like 5 to 10 miles south of the border, anyways. But it seems like they always choose my area here, and I'll watch them sometimes, and they'll go back and forth. And the border patrol have a nice swath. They fall over the top of my house. Yesterday, tree line level, the border patrol were flying. I was like, what the heck are they doing? It's the lowest I've ever seen the border patrol fly. I wanted to get it on video, but I did. Yeah, a lot of farmers own the land. There used to be a lot of dairy here up in this area. There still is. Uh, but a lot of the big dairy farms, like the one just south or north, yeah, south of me, just up the road, less than a half a mile away, you big dairy farm. They still grow corn, but they were bought out by uh, Drew's Poultry, and they raise chickens basically for the eggs. They don't raise it. They don't raise the chickens to slaughter for their meat. They raise them for the eggs, Drew's chickens, and then their fertilizer, which is the waste from the chickens, they make into fertilizer and they sell that fertilizer. And some of it they spread on their cornfields, and they still grow corn for feed for all their chickens. What's scrap metal say? Richard's laughing at scrap metal. He must have said something funny. Do you moon them? No, I don't moon them. I fucked her up. I fucked up a milk tanker 10 years ago and down the road from the truck stop. Yeah, I bet you did. you picked you picked up a milk tanker 10 years ago down from the truck stop. Yeah, I'm certain you did. 10 years ago, they still had that dairy farm. I forget, it was somewhere around there when they bought the big farm from me. Not from me, but from the people that owned it, and they're my neighbors. But there's many different farms up around here. A lot of dairy farms, but a lot of them are getting bought out by Drews, and they're buying up a lot of people's land and stuff to plant corn, not to eat or to sell, but for feed for the chickens. I hope I'm coming out. How is that phone, Rakamas? Are you able to hear a lot better with that new phone? Come here, Mother Bear. I'm gonna have to go hunt down Jax. Jax, get over here. Come on. Come on, poopy dog. Come on. Wanna go for a ride? Wanna go for a ride? Maybe I'll take Jax and Molly for a ride in the UTV. My little Molly Bear. All right. All right. Quit. You're gonna knock over my stand. Yes, the volume is awesome. Way higher. Lot higher. Peter, one time at the Peterbilt dealer, I got stuck under my truck. Oh man. Everyone went home. Oh man. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I think you were telling me about that one time before. Weren't you, Scott Metal? I think you told me that before. Yeah, when we were talking one time. Yeah, I think you told me about that. Oh man. Yeah, that would be a scary situation being underneath there. I kind of had the same type of feeling before. I mean, I'm a fairly thin guy, and I crawled underneath one of my cars before to fix something on the muffler system or something. Uh, I was able to squeak underneath there just barely, and I got myself caught like the same thing, like on a bolt or something, a snag in my shirt, and you don't have a lot of room to move around. You can't bring your arms up and around and over to unsnag your shirt from the bolt. So I sort of did the same thing one time, and it does give you a little bit of a panic attack. So like I kind of know what you're talking about. I think Jax is stuck. Yes, he's stuck. Oh man, I gotta go get him. I ain't gonna. I'll end the stream in a few minutes, I guess. I'll zoom in. Watch the old man run. Scrap metal. I don't know. I probably got to brush that hair. I got my. Woo! No, I don't know if I got any more coffee. Little coffee. Little coffee. Hold on. I'll be right back. Woo! You know, I have found I don't get as winded Now, oh, forgot to turn you back. I hope you guys can see that. I don't. I hope you guys caught that. I don't know if I was had myself aimed up on me, but not bad for a 60-year-old man, eh? But I found since I've been eating healthier, I seem to be, I don't know, I got a better, more of a well feeling about me. I don't get as winded as I did before. I mean, just picture me. I'm 60. I'm an old man. I'm old as dirt. Uh, I'm running. Run back there, run back here, and I'm not out of breath. So, and I am assuming it's from maybe eating a little healthier, maybe staying away from that junk food. You thought Molly was going to take me out? Yeah, I thought she was too. I was kind of zigging back and forth just for the fun of it, just being funny. I don't know if you've seen that, but I mean, I can run back there and run back here, but if I had to do that, I could probably do that 4 times. After that, I probably would start to get a little tuckered out. I'd probably start to get winded because I in no way, shape, or form exercise to do anything. I get enough exercise just from walking around and doing what I do. Now, where did Jack's go? Okay, he's laying down next to me. He was caught back there. He was right about in the area where that new grass was. He was pulling the weight. I was hoping to see a face plant. Oh man, really, Richard? Well, even if I did, I think I would successfully be able to get up from it. It's only ground and dirt. It would have been funny. I would imagine I haven't done a face plant in a long time, but I think I would. I think I would come out of it unscathed. Oh, I was doing that a few. It's funny you said that because I was doing that last week when our brother-in-law came over. I had ran out back for some reason or whatever. He started laughing. He said, "You better be careful." He goes, "If you do a face plant," he goes, "you know, you may end up breaking something." He goes, "You know, the older you are, the weaker your bones are." I said, "Yeah, I guess, but I feel pretty good." So, face plant. Lord, I'm just glad I don't really always let the dogs out back there. What would be really worse is me stepping in a minefield from Jax or Molly. Oh man, they've got their designated areas kind of over here, over on the side, but not back there. That's what I really wouldn't want to do: step on one of their minefields, which I have done before in the past. Because a lot of times I like to just be out here, nice clean air. I'm surprised because they were talking to us maybe having some of that smoke from Canada come our way, and I'm getting a nice southeast wind blowing to the northwest. So I ain't gonna get no bad air from the fires. Well, I guess uh, I guess I'll probably say goodbye to y'all. Let y'all go. I hope you guys all have an awesome hump day and a great part of your rest of your week. I'll say it one more time real quick. Yeah, I know I don't have a whole 34 likes. Woo. Um, Next week is gonna be solely me, Mrs. T-Bird, and Barakamas. I think you were asking in one of my comments. It's a rail car. Uh, it's a little rail car. It's You'd have to research it, but it's in the Adirondacks. It's down near around Tupper Lake area as well, where we had went. I do got a lot of more videos. I'll post a few today. Um, but it goes through certain areas. I'm gonna record some videos and whatnot. But I'll probably pretty much. There are certain places where I got no cell service, so I won't be able to post anything anyways, but we've got a big week scheduled for me, Mrs. T-Bird, my brother-in-law, which is her brother, and his fiance. I call her my sister-in-law sometimes, which she sort of is. They've been together a long time. And thank you, Rakamas. Yeah, bird's word. But I'll be solely with me and Mrs. T-Bird. Now you might not see me on very much. If you do, I might get in an area where maybe I might post a short or something on our adventure. But stay tuned. Smash that like button. Please follow if you're not. Uh, Throw on notifications. I'll post some of those videos down in the Wildlife Center today. I probably got 3, 4, 5 more. I'll post a few today, a few tomorrow. I don't want to bombard the system. But everything you do by commenting in any of my shorts or smashing that like button does help out my algorithm and does help out my channel. I really appreciate that you do. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day and God bless. Woo! Everybody knows. Rock has already said it. Bird's the word. Alrighty. Have a good day, everyone. Peace out. Woo! Shoot up a flare so we know you're okay. Yeah, I will. I'll do that. I'll be on later tonight, tomorrow, and Friday, and maybe on the weekend. Weekends are usually all. They say weekends are made for Michelob. No, for me, weekends are made for Mrs. T-Bird. All right, T-Bird out. Woo!